Okay, because they have judicial capital, they have their own exact the capital, which is the head of the seat where the president sits, and they have a different kind of capital. They have three different capitals. One is the admin. After administrative capital, there is another one which is called the judicial capital, along which they have the where the administration goes on, and one where is the judiciary is the head of the seat, and the third place which is just like our Bombay, okay, wherein that is called the business capital. Okay, so they have three capitals: Cape Town, Pretoria, and I think Durban. All the three. Those who are following cricket or know about South Africa. Okay, here we have only one capital, New Delhi. Okay, that is how it is delegated. So I told how each country is differing from other. Okay, so it is inalienable and not subjected to prescription. Means you cannot remove it out of your system. Inalienable. It is a part of your system. You have to work, because those who are again in the system: population, territory, government, and sovereignty, elements of state. Okay, same thing. It is unrestricted by law, because sovereign is the source of law. Sovereign is the source of law means there is a procedure followed for election. There is a procedure followed for election. How it has to be done? Who elects the majority party? The majority party, the person who is elected as chief, is the prime minister. In the state level, it is the chief minister. Now the governmental machinery is working here. It is working in a phased manner. In states like Uttar Pradesh, sorry, in states like Bihar, or sensitive states like now what is called the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. So it is phased wise election. It does not happen like one day. Okay, in Karnataka it happens in one day. Okay, but since it is very sensitive areas wherein other things are being what do you say, it can hinder the election, or it can bring a halt to the election, or it can stop the election. That is why it is conducted in phased manner. Those who don't know, we have the maximum constituencies in Bihar, Uttar Pradesh. I think that is the maximum where we have. Okay, so I hope you are understanding the concept what sovereignty means. Debalina, Gunashri, you are able to get it what concept I am telling you? You are able to hear? Gunashri, you are able to get that concept?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, fine. Now, it is the sovereign that cannot bind himself for his successors, and he cannot be made legally accountable to his subjects. Though Bodin did not say that, sovereign was answerable to God and subjected to natural law. Yeah, I'll break it up and tell you. See, one thing, you take our system for example. Our system, there is a Rajya Sabha, there is a Lok Sabha. Let's assume there is an election happening. After the election, the party which is crossed 200, there are totally 543 seats, out of which 272 people need to get elected for one particular party or a group of parties. Okay, wherein it once the leader comes, the leader becomes the prime minister. Now the leader who becomes the prime minister gives the letter of confidence of all the people who are there with him, a list that 272 people are there, and they say, and the president invites them to form the government. Okay, now there what happens is everybody of the 272 members does not become okay. So everybody does not become a minister there. So what happens? He is the head of the cabinet. Cabinet. So after cabinet rank ministers, deputy ministers are there, and their ministers of state and deputy ministers are there. So around 60. All others are in turn doing different jobs at different levels. So what he says is the sovereign cannot bind himself to his successors, and he cannot be made legally accountable to his subjects. Yeah, legally accountable for his subjects means he is answerable to that. but each ministry does their own job. Okay, that is why I explained to you. Each ministry does its own job. He does not interfere in everything. He is the head of the government. Okay, he is appointed cabinet rank ministers. Around 84 to 88 departments are there, which each minister will do. Some have two, some have three. Okay, that is how they do it. So if it is very large, if it is very huge, one person will handle. Means minister will handle. Under the minister, who will be there? There again will be minister of
ना
state.
लाइब्रेरी से लेनी है
And after the minister of state, what happens? There will be
क्या
another
चीज
person who is
हाँ
deputy minister.
पूछ के हाँ पूछ
And
के
after
लेंगे
deputy ministers, heads of departments, IAS, additional principal secretary, additional, they have chief secretaries. And then you have principal
15 दिन
secretaries.
बाद देवे के रहेला तो हम पूछ रहे नहीं है कि हम लोग घर जा रहे हैं
Oh,
15
oh,
दिन में
oh,
ला के दे देंगे तो बोले कि ठीक है ला के दे
oh.
देंगे
We are inside the class. Okay. So Nasima, we are inside a class. So though Bodin did not say that the sovereign was answerable to God, that is quite obvious. Everybody is answerable to God. Okay. So and subjected to natural law. Natural law means what? We do not stop the wind from where it is coming. We cannot change the direction of the wind. It's common, no? We don't have that power. Okay. Now the law of the land is simply the sovereign's command, and according to any limitation on the power to command must be extra legal. Very nicely said. The law of the land is simply the sovereign's command. You elected that person, whatever he tells you, if it is legal, it can be done. Okay. And anything extraordinary has to get passed in the parliament. That is why it is extra legal. The primary attitude of the sovereign is the power to give laws to citizens collectively, means they are responsible for the citizens for what they do, and collectively and severally without the consent of the superior or an equal or inferior. He will not ask anybody. Okay, because he is the head of the government, he takes the decision along with the cabinet, but he will be telling you the final statement what he is. This is my opinion. He will not say that is opinion of this person, that person. It will be a collectively taken decision, and then they move forward. Okay, the powers of sovereign. Okay, according to Bodin, in law there is only one sovereign power. The essence of a state lies in the power that binds, and there can be no hope of restoration of peace and orders save throughout the suppression of all the parties and assurance of the unquestionable supremacy to the monarch. See, earlier what used to happen is during the era of Bodin. Please remember, he is during the time of what do you say? Thomas Hobbes. Okay, the only difference is Hobbes was in England and Bodin was in France. So probably again, please remember, Europe has connectivity and had a connectivity with many places that time. Okay, especially France, Netherlands, Dutch, Danish, that is Denmark, and English, and Portuguese and Spanish. Okay, so the influence of language also is the same. I told you, in Brazil, in Argentina, probably if you know Argentina and Brazil, they are very huge countries. Okay, in South America, there are around 12 countries in South America, out of which these two occupy the maximum space. Okay, and because of the influence of Portuguese and Spanish, they speak Portuguese and Spanish as their language. Okay, for a long time they were colonized by these people. Okay, the language still is Spanish and French. They speak French also. Okay, there is a country called French Guyana above Brazil. Okay, they speak French also. France has around 12 time zones in the world. Okay, so what am I trying to tell you here? The most important thing is kings were ruling that time. What has to happen? The civil society was not formed. What Locke has told you, the civil society had not come into picture. During the era of Rousseau, it was completely into function. But during the era of these people, it was still getting established. So again, this man is a person who supports more monarchy. They were subjected to monarchs. I told you who's a monarch. Emperor he is. Below them came kings. Below them came chiefs. So I'm telling one concept you need to understand to get into another. So it is very, very important, he says. Now, the period of Hobbes. Hobbes also developed theory of sovereignty. Further, according to him, sovereignty is absolute. Again, the same thing he repeats. Sovereignty is absolute. Otherwise, what happens? If you do not, I told you, if you do not give him absolute power, him or her, it is not possible to run the system, because the power center becomes one. It's a one power center from where all the commands are coming. Here we have central government. From New Delhi, all the commands come. You cannot have dual centers. Means what happens? You cannot follow one. Which to follow becomes a dilemma. Okay. So that is why you should not follow it. His power is unlimited, except that nothing can override man's right to defend his life. Yeah, man's right to defend his life is very important. It is Article 21A in Indian Constitution, our own Indian Constitution, the right to life. Okay. The head that wears the crown must have a powerful hand over the subjects if the evils of civil wars and strife are to be avoided and prevented. Yeah, see, it is not only a crown we should wear, a crown is with a lot of responsibilities. Get into divine origin theory, wherein they used to tell that he is divine. He is the almost the incarnation of God. That is what they told. And he cannot do no wrong. Along with that, he's wearing a throne of horns. That throne where we are sitting, no? It is full of horns. You know what is horn? No? Sing. He cannot sit on that seat very easily. Okay. It is called thorns, but I've made it horns. Okay. Because he cannot sit on horns. Means it's his life is not easy. He needs to take a lot of responsibility. It's usually he, okay. It's not he that it's not she that time. The woman era was not there. So it was more of an era where you kill whom you can, take what you can. So that was the system where what do you say? These people existed. So he says civil wars need to be prevented. Infighting within the states should be prevented. To why? To show solidarity and to remain as one and united. That is why the sovereign was more important. That was his job. That is why I told you sits on horns, not on thorns. Okay. Seeing पे बैठना इतना आसान नहीं. And his power and what do you say? The absolute power of the sovereign cannot be challenged by his subjects. Of course, you cannot even ask the questions. The sovereign power extends over the matters within the states, including the religion. Okay. Probably religion is very important time. So I discussed how the people from the church and the clergy took control of the kings and the queens, and how they got involved, how the church was involved in that. Okay. So same thing is getting repeated. And the matters were merely what was the sovereign lays down. The final authority. It rests with him. He is going to head our government for next 5 years. He is the king. Okay, but what I told you, he is the king for next 5 years. Again, if he gets re-elected, he'll be the king for next 5 years. Okay, that's the procedure. In America, the procedure is you can become the president of America for 2 terms maximum. The term of the president is 4 years, not like 5 years in India. So every 4 years they have to change. Okay. Now, Jeremy Bentham, another supporter of this, he supports the absolute power of sovereign. He says, yes, I am backing everything what the above two told me. Hobbes as well as Bodin. Even I'm telling you, even if you take Machiavelli, that is a supreme power. And the power of the sovereign is on the utilitarian grounds. And the sovereign has the authority for the purpose of framing laws which would confirm the theory of utility. Utilitarian theory, I'll tell you what utilitarian theory is there. But as of now, I'm going to tell you that once the majority party sits in our system, once they make the laws and it passes through the Lok Sabha, then goes to the Rajya Sabha and gets into the accent of the president, his assent. So that is the bill. You cannot challenge it unless and until it is something is wrong. Or I told you, no, when we started studying earlier legislature and all that, if there is any discrepancy between legislature and executive in bringing out the executiveness of the law or in implementing the law, it becomes difficult. Only then the judiciary comes into picture. Otherwise, judiciary does not come into picture. Okay. So that is how theory of utility. Okay. How you are going to put it to actual use. He divided into partial sovereignty. He discussed legal restrictions that may be imposed on the sovereign power. There are restrictions. It's not that he has got unbridled powers. He is answerable. But the powers being given to him because he is at the helm of the power. He has to run the country. He has got the responsibility to run the country. There's a team which is there with him. Okay. Grotius. Now this man is a Dutch writer. Dutch is another word for Holland. Okay. Netherlands and Holland. So those who watch football will be knowing all this. So it's just beside Germany and Belgium. You can go and see the European map. He emphasized on external sovereignty. We were studying what is internal and external sovereignty. Internal sovereignty is within the state, within India. External sovereignty is how your relationships are with other countries. This was already discussed in elements of state. All interlinked, my friends, all interlinked. If you have understood that, it is easy to understand this. Therefore, he said the sovereignty of the state is his great work to the international law. Okay, in the year 1625. Locke did not, now he is telling Locke, Charles Locke, the man behind the American Revolution and the American Constitution. Okay, John Locke. The modern theory of sovereignty, he did not mention the term sovereignty, but used the another term called supreme power. Same thing as Machiavelli. Supreme power. See, why they are telling you supreme power is, before this supreme power, they never had civil society. During the time of Locke, it was there, but during the time of Hobbes, it was not there. The civil society was not. It's a pre-political order where natural law was more into consideration. Now it was brought in the conscious effort has been brought because that was neither a police state nor era where we had people who were force theory was there, nor divine origin theory was there. So that is why, that is the transformation. किस तरह बदलाव हो रहा है system में, how it is changing. Okay, how does it change? Okay, it's not so easy, but it's a phased manner when it goes. The modern theory of sovereignty owes immediate origin to the great Rousseau, who conceived the sovereign. Okay, and was immediate origin to absolute, indivisible, inalienable. We studied, no? Neither it can be divided, it has to be in one person. It cannot be removed out of your state. It is inalienable, it's a part of the system. John Austin also and many others contributed notably to the theory of sovereignty. Again, I'm telling you, sovereignty, please, when I send this note, it's underlined in pink. Please read it. It's very, very, very important. Sovereignty, elements of state, Rousseau's theory, and what do you say? Welfare state. All these are most likely questions in your examinations. Now, what is sovereignty? By Bodin, sovereignty is the supreme power over citizens and subjects, unrestrained by laws. That is the definition of it. As per Bodin, he says, his name is Jean Bodin. Okay. Grotius, we studied about him just 2 to 3 minutes back. His full name is Victor Hugo Grotius. He is from a country called Netherlands or Holland. The natives are called Dutch. Okay, how we are called Indians, no? They are called Dutch. So how people from England are called British. Sovereignty is the supreme political power vested in him, who acts as not as a subject to any other and will cannot be overridden. Means that is the final authority which executes the command. Here, the complete parliament here. Okay, the complete picture. All the three are into picture. Who? His Excellency, the President of India, then the Rajya Sabha, and then the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. Once the law is passed, that is deemed to become an act. Earlier it is bill, then it becomes an act. Okay, it is a consensus of the power. But here, who heads that? Who heads the system? The parliament is headed by the president, but the government is headed by the prime minister. They are the de jure and the de facto rulers. Blackstone, the name of an author. Don't write in the exam Whitestone. Okay. Sovereignty is the supreme, irresistible, absolute, uncontrolled authority in which supreme legal power resides. Irresistible, absolute, uncontrolled authority means the challenging power becomes very difficult. Okay, it is not so easy to fight against the system, which is the government. It's not so easy, no, when they frame a law. So, and pass with consensus. I'm giving you India as an example so that you please understand why I'm giving you India as example is it's easier to follow because different setups are there in different countries. So even though they are some are federal in nature, some are uh, communist in nature, some have kings and all that. So since we are the largest democracy, I'm telling you how our system works. किस तरह हमारा system work करता है. See, we have those who don't know the most lengthiest constitution in the world. We have taken from Canada, we have taken from Australia, we have taken it from then Weimar Constitution of Germany, and most of our postulates and most of our constitution is a replica of the Irish constitution. Irish is Ireland. Then we have it from Japan, and then we have it from United States of America. So these are from where we imbibed. The principles are imbibed in our constitution, and all these are a factor when we decide. That is like a rule book given to you. Constitution is like a rule book where you can refer and go further. Okay. Those who are willing to do LLM after this, constitutional law is a subject. Earlier they had one paper, now they have two papers. Constitutional law. Okay, it's very vast. It's very vast. There are people who are called constitutional experts also on this. So then, why it is called as sovereignty? Sovereignty is original, it's absolute, unlimited power over the individual subject and over all the associations of subjects. That is why he is the head of the government. He is the actual ruler of the government. Okay. That is why it is called totally, that was told by a person called Burgess, Burgess or Burgess. Sovereignty is the supreme will of the state. Here, please remember, it is the general will told by Willoughby, another man related to public administration. His name is Charles Willoughby. Lasky, Harold Joe Lasky. Sovereignty is legally supreme over all the individuals or groups and possesses the supreme coercive power. Coercive means force, physical power. It can bring about physical power also if you don't listen. The great man Woodrow Wilson, he was the president of America. It is the daily operative power of framing and giving efficacy of laws. Every day laws change. Every day laws are being modified. Framing, how you frame laws and give efficiency to laws. How you bring it into implementation. आप किस तरह इसे जारी में ला रहे हैं या इसको किस तरह आप implement कर रहे हैं. That is why the important man. Okay, the man behind League of Nations, I think. Okay, the man behind today's the thought behind our United Nations, Wilson, a very far-sighted man. I hope we are getting the concept of what sovereignty means now. Austin, we'll go to Jelinek before this. His name is Gel Ink, okay, but the pronounce is Jelinek. Okay, Jell, Gel, Ink, Ink. Okay, it is Jelinek, but the pronunciation is Jelinek. It is the characteristic of a state in the virtue of which it cannot legally bound except by its own will or limited by any power than itself. It generally means it's a general will followed within the framework. Nobody can override it. That's why nobody can jump the gun. If you do so, you will be liable to consequences. Very simple. You know what happens if you break law and where you land after if you break law. Okay. Austin, his name is John Austin. These are all some famous people who will keep on hearing for the next 1.5 years. Okay. Wilson is one of them. Austin is there. Lasky will be there. Grotius will be there. Bodin, Hobbes will be there. Locke will be there. Machiavelli will be there. Aristotle and Plato will definitely be there. So Aristotle and Plato, I think not only in political science, you can find him in other places also. Like how you find Max Weber for sociology. Okay. So Max Weber, another great man. And not in the habit of obedience to like a superior. He receives habitual obedience from the bulk of given society. And to determine it, the superior is the sovereign in the society, including the superior, the society, political independent. Please remember, when we are in a society, we are a social, economic, and political animal also. So, why he says to determine human superior, not in the habit of obedience like a superior, receives habitual obedience from the bulk of given society. The command is sent from the that day also I told you this example, no? Very old example. See, when the power does not come, you don't go to Mukesh Ambani's house or Dhirubhai Ambani's house. You go to Reliance Power Corporation office, which is in your area. Those who saw that, oh my God, or something, what it was, wherein Paresh Rawal and Akshay Kumar were there in the movie. So that is how it happens. You don't go and ask the power there. You ask the nearest place which is available there. I think it is understood what I told. So that is how powers are delegated, powers are transferred. Each one does have their own powers, but the supreme power is with the center. Okay, that is why central government की ही चलती है. Why? They are the persons who are going to give the funds to use it. If they don't give you money, how will you use the funds? पैसा नहीं देंगे तो स्कीम कैसे इंप्लीमेंट होगा? That is why central government की चलती है. Okay. The characteristics or the attributes of sovereignty. Now, why the question might be in the answer, what is sovereignty? Write down the definitions of sovereignty and the characteristics of sovereignty. So, if it is for 10 marks, I am repeating, if it is for 10 marks, please write introduction, meaning, definition, actual answer, and then read the conclusion. That is called synopsis. I am repeating, introduction, meaning, definition, IMD, actual answer, synopsis. Okay. So it will help you in getting more marks. At least they've understood synopsis means that is what you're going to write. It will help. The first one, absoluteness. The state, the sovereignty of a state is absolute and unlimited, unbridled, very, very, very powerful. There is no legal power within and outside the state superior to it. That is means they are the highest power. It is the supreme power over all the individuals and the group of individuals within the state. You have to abide by the law. You have to abide by the law because that is the law of the land. The state assures and issues orders to all and receives orders from none because it has sovereignty. I told you, no, it is coming from the top. You don't go and ask the reverse question to them. Okay, you are not supposed to ask questions because it's been taken for your benefit. Okay, that is being done for your benefit. Sovereignty is very essence of the personality of the state. Means it is inalienable. That one, no? This is why it is inalienable. Sorry. However, the natural inherent rights of the individuals, that is your fundamental rights and fundamental duties written in the constitution, customs and beliefs, folkways and mores in political science, international laws. Yeah, this is what external sovereignty are the limitations of sovereignty. How we deal with the other countries. What do we do with the other countries? Okay, I hope you're. This is a bit complicated, but please try to understand. I have marked it in pink. When I send it, please write it in your books. Read it again what I have told you with the examples in mind. It will make your life more easier. Okay. Debalina, you are getting the concept, Afra, what it means, sovereignty. Khatija, you are able to hear, you are able to understand what Bodin told you, what Wilson told you. Abu Bakas, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Nasima, you are getting the concept, no? What it means?
Sovereign, sir, sovereignty is the daily operative power of farming and giving efficiency of the laws.
Hmm. Yes, 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 yes. It, in a nutshell, they're actually telling how the system works and who cannot work against the system. Okay, what actually it is. Okay, good, good. Now we'll get into universality. The sovereignty of the state is comprehensive and universal. It can be done anywhere. Okay, in any country. The authority of the state extends to the persons, things, groups, association in its territory without any exception. Means इसके अंदर इसके दायरे में हर चीज आ रही है. Everything is under its control. Right to form association. Okay. Right to form groups. There are organizations within the country, no? But all these have powers which are being controlled by the central government. You cannot go against the will of the state. Please remember, they will put you behind bars. This is called, today it is called as sedition laws. Earlier it was called treason. You cannot go against the wishes of the country. Okay. That is why I told you they are unquestionable. आपको punishment दिया जा सकता है. You will be put behind bars. Okay. Yeah, if it is legally correct, if it is helping many people, you have the procedure to go and seek the courts and say this is how it can be done. It can be done more better in terms of amendments. Okay. You cannot go and tell that what they are doing is wrong. Okay. It's very difficult, no? You are the only person who's, it's against the state what you're telling. So that is why sovereignty is very strong. And it is the master and the others and the subordinates. It's just like that. How the masters and subordinates are. Your master tells you are obedient. No? You listen to it. No one except has either the authority or the capacity to challenge its power. Yeah, it is unquestionable. The only exceptions are diplomatic representatives from other states. I'll tell you one thing. Diplomatic means आपका ambassador दूसरे country में represent कर रहा है. He is an Indian foreign service officer. It can be a lady or a woman or a man who represents India in another country. He is like India in that country. I hope you understood. When somebody represents America in India,